What's up, G Show Land, and welcome to another episode of the G Show Podcast. I am G1, and this is Comics Cons, issue number 2. Now, I know last week with the first issue, or I wrote episode, but it's issue. Last week with the first one, I said we are going to do this thing probably monthly. I was hoping for that. But then this week drops. And I'm like, yeah, no, there's some stuff we got to get into right away. Can't wait for a month. We're going to talk about it here live today. But who's us? Let's get into it with the co-hosts, the cohorts. Every freaking time I do this stuff, y'all know them. Here we go. Brother Shinrob, how you doing?
I am doing fucking festive, and people will find out why on Friday.
Oh, that's right. Pay attention, because this Friday on the Geek Out Marathon session. Oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
Also joining us, my Sib from another crib, who I cannot wait to get into certain things with him today. Gabsy, how you doing?
For some things that happened today, I'm doing pretty good. You know, I had a great time. For other things that we're going to talk about today, we're going to talk about it.
Yes, we are. And I guess, should we just get the cat out of the bag right away?
Meow.
Meow.
All right. Marvel had this all-new Venom thing going on now for the past 5 months. Issue 5 dropped today. And it was a mystery surrounding who is the all-new Venom. Now, in the beginning, I could care less. I didn't give a flying rat's ass who was Venom because, honestly, Marvel doesn't make my day anymore. It seems like, in all honesty, and I fucking hate to say this, but once the great man Stan Lee passed, things just started taking a nosedive. And I know Stan Lee wasn't associated with Marvel Comics for a very long time. It just feels like something has been lost. Every now and then, Marvel shocks and surprises me, and they give me bangers. And I'm like, oh, shit, okay. And I stand at attention. So I could care less about all new Venom, honestly. But I think issue 4 dropped, and I don't know. I was intrigued. I said, let me just peek at it. I started reading it. I do like Al Ewing as a writer, so I'm reading it. I'm digging it. I couldn't lie. I was like, all right, I like this mystery they're setting up. Who is the all-new Venom? I love the artwork. Thoroughly enjoyed the artwork. And then, today, issue 5 drops. The big reveal, ladies and gentlemen. But the most fucked up and heinous thing has happened on Monday. Because on Monday, Gam, what happened?
Marvel spoiled it for us. Straight up just said who is the new host.
And it wasn't just
before the issue even came out, dude.
Yeah, and it wasn't like a random outlet. It was Marvel themselves.
This was Marvel.com. Yeah.
How do you get away with doing something like that if you're trying to make money off of anything? So listen, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't read the comic, I'm sorry, but Marvel already spoiled it. And the all-new Venom is none other than this crazy kid, motherfucking Mary Jane Watson, who's not really Mary Jane. No, yeah, Mary Jane Watson. She is Mary Jane Watson. Oh.
Huh.
Last panel of the book, this was it right here. You actually find out that it's Mary Jane a little earlier in the book. I was thoroughly enjoying this run. I really was. Like I said, I liked issues 1 through 4. Found out who this was on Monday because Marvel just couldn't keep it together, apparently. I did hate it at first. I can't lie. I still did. I was like, man, that's fucked up because I wanted the surprise. But going into this book, I was like, all right, the surprise is ruined, but still the book has been good. Unfortunately, this issue was not. This issue had the sight gags with MODOK and Venom shooting its hands up MODOK's nose and slamming him around. And it just, this is why I stopped reading Marvel. This right here. and it's not even the reveal. It's not even that it's Mary Jane, but just the offbeat goofiness of it all. It starts to feel like the MCU bleeding into the comic books, into the 616, and sometimes it's not warranted. But I've seen people after I read the book coming to its defense, Gams.
You're shitting me.
Oh, I shit you not. I've seen people saying that this has been the best character development for Mary Jane Watson in about 20 years.
What?
Yeah. And I'm sitting there and I just scratch my head and I go, okay, I haven't read Spider-Man in about 20 years, and we'll get to that soon in this podcast because I don't know. I'm just completely confused. I'm completely confused. I don't get where they're coming from. But again, what they've done for me to Mary Jane and Peter Parker for the past 20 years is just egregious. I don't like it. But Gams, what's your reasons for not liking this?
Okay, so in case you good fine folks didn't fucking know, back when Venom was, kind of an introductory character in the Spider-Man mythos, when Eddie was first starting to fuck with Peter Parker's life because he found out his secret identity via the symbiote's neural link with him via bonding, he decided to pay Mary Jane a little visit and traumatize her so fucking much that she straight up told Peter to never wear black again. Ever. Not cloth, not alien goo, not nothing. And you're gonna sit here and tell me that this character assassination is development? That she wouldn't have anything to do with Venom the symbiote at all spits on her and what she went through in the fucking past, dude. What the fuck are y'all on about?
Is this the same canon?
Yes, it's the exact same canon. This is the mainline comic, 616. Yes, Mephisto may have fucking erased Peter and Mary Jane's marriage.
Wait a minute.
What?
Fell into a plot hole there.
I'm just, this pisses me off so fucking much. I don't even think they were married yet when Venom traumatized her. They may have been.
No, they were.
But certain aspects of their relationship were still in place when Mephisto took their marriage because she's still Peter's ex. This book even still confirms it when Paul, who's a major character in this run for some reason, no, for every reason, because Mary Jane is fucking Venom. When Paul referred to Peter as her ex.
Ugh.
So there are still some things that are definitely canon, and I'm pretty sure one of those things that are definitely still canon is Eddie's traumatization of Mary Jane.
Yeah, I can kind of I can buy that. I can buy that because they were together still somewhere.
Yeah.
Not married.
That was the McFarlane run when that happened, right?
Yeah. McFarlane was still drawing Venom at the time.
Okay. I know things. I know some things.
But no, in my opinion, this just spits on her character. This is character degradation and assassination at the same goddamn time. She's already been degrading ever since something that we'll talk about later.
Yep.
But this is just a nail in the goddamn coffin. What the fuck was she thinking that it was a good idea to bond to this fucking thing? My God, I loved the whodunit, the Venom whodunit whatever the fuck Rick Jones said in issue 4, I think it was. I loved that aspect personally. I wanted it to be either Rick or Robbie because it would have been so fucking cool for both of their characters. Like Rick's been like a fucking jack of all trades. He's been a Hulk. He's been an Abomination. He's been fucking, I think he even bonded with Captain Universe at one point.
Yeah, he is the jack of all trades of Marvel.
Would have been so fucking cool to have him be the new Venom. But no, they made him one of Venom's kids. That looks like a cat for some reason.
Sleeper,
yeah.
I remember seeing Sleeper in the Al Ewing run before this.
Yeah, with the symbiote war, where Eddie Brock dies.
Right, where it was leading up to that. He dies. Eddie Brock is Carnage.
Yeah, I mean, quote unquote, dies.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, Marvel characters don't stay dead unless their name is Uncle Ben. Come on now.
That's true. Unless you're reading the Ultimate Spidey comics. Whoa!
True.
Which I do have to get back on. I have dropped off on that one, and for no other reason than I just took a hike.
At this point, I need Venom to be introduced in the Ultimate Comics and make an Ultimate Venom. We need a reboot.
Not for nothing though. The Ultimate Venom, that's done carried over into like other media. You know what I mean? That's carried over into the games. Like the whole idea of, you know, man creating a symbiote to cure diseases and stuff. But I agree. She should be she was so traumatized. Like, she does not like Venom at all. So to bond with Venom, it is kind of shocking. And and don't get me wrong, I'll be honest. The artist, I love the way all new Venom looks.
Oh yes, I love the design. It's so cool. The gold, and it does the thing. It does the thing where, normally when she's more composed, Mary Jane keeps a lid on the symbiote's more vicious features. Normal looking human teeth, still has the long tongue, but relatively normal looking eyes. But when she gets pissed off enough, the symbiote more takes over and the sharp teeth come in.
That's cool.
Yeah, that happened a lot with Agent Venom when the symbiote was bonded to Flash Thompson, where usually Flash looks like Agent Venom with the pads look and the combat boots and all that, and the Spider-Man looking mask. But when he gets pissed off enough, he looks like traditional Venom.
I thought his name was Flash Gordon.
No, it's not Flash Gordon. It's Flash Thompson.
Flash Gordon's the movie.
Yeah. Oh, let me stop. Don't get me started, man. I gotta go watch that right now. Games, your Venom lore, how far does it go? Are you like ingrained with it?
Yes, Venom is my favorite Marvel character. I have been reading the solo Venom comics since they practically began. Like, not as they began, because they began when I was an infant, obviously. Yeah. But when I was old enough to read comics, I remember I got this whole like box full of comics that were pre-sleeved, cardboard backing in the sleeve, preserved comics that I got for basically free at a flea market. And a couple of those comics in there was issue number 1 through 5 of the Lethal Protector arc. Nice. Like the very first Venom comics.
Yep.
Good stuff.
I was enamored ever since. I went back. I read all the Spider-Man issues where Venom was introduced, all the way up until he and Peter parted ways after the Maximum Carnage arc, where Eddie and Venom went to San Francisco, where the solo Venom comic started up. And I've been following it ever since.
You brought up Maximum Carnage. I remember buying those issues, single issues, and I think I got maybe 4 of them. And then I never got anything else. And when Marvel put out the fucking Maximum Carnage trade,
Oh, dude.
this was like literally a decade and a half later, because they put that shit out in the 2000s. Oh no, I'm lying. No, yeah, in the 2000s. In the 2000s, somewhere in there, they put that out finally. I was like, what? Bought it, read it, fucking fell back in love with classic 90s storytelling.
Yeah.
Where the fucking page is littered with panels that are littered with fucking exposition and dialogue and all that fun stuff. We've gotten away from that shit, man. Comic books is such a fucking fun medium.
We really have.
You get those exposition boxes that are fucking long, or they're in between
Huge.
panels, right? Or they're in between panels, and then the dialogue on the actual panel, and it's so much fun, and I miss it. We don't get that anymore, and that's not just a Marvel thing. That's like kind of across the board, almost. Well, the big two, the mainstreams. But damn, it's all right. So so I too am a Venom fan. He is my favorite Marvel villain, but now he's not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I never read the Flash Thompson stuff. I won't lie to you. I was kind of pissed off that the symbiote left Eddie Brock. I was like, what? So
that was long before Flash Thompson.
Oh yeah, it was Matt Gargan, right?
Before Matt Gargan, it was some random mob boss's kid.
Oh, crying out loud! I had no idea.
Yeah, and the symbiote didn't like him so much. He wasn't even bonded to this dude for like very long. Like he didn't like him so much that he left him mid web swing to fall to his death.
Damn.
You see, that's good storytelling. I'm sorry, but that's just fucking fun Marvel shit.
That's fire.
That's what Venom would do. That's what a lethal protector would do. You know where I get mad at Venom? The jokes now. Everybody's got to have some kind of a Deadpool-ism to themselves. I hate
They
it.
do. They do. That's definitely a Marvel like exclusive kind of problem. All these MCU-isms and Deadpool-isms just bleeding into the comics, just making them far too hokey and shit like that.
Because look, and I get that the symbiotic bond with Peter Parker, Peter's always been that wise. Spider-Man has always been the wisecrack. That was one of the things about the Amazing Spider-Man movies that I didn't like. They made Peter Parker an asshole. Peter Parker's not an asshole. Spider-Man is. There's a difference.
There's a very big difference.
So, like, I can understand as being Spider-Man, the symbiote felt like, whoa, I'm free. Like, this is the most fun I've ever had with this guy. And, well, this host, I should say. And he can take on those traits. But when Eddie got the fucking symbiote, the jokes were very dark, if there were any jokes at all. It was all about, I want to kill you.
I want to kill you and I want to eat you.
I want to kill you, I want to eat you. You left me. You got rid of me. You kicked me to the curb. And Eddie Brock got a vendetta against you too. So it's 1 and 1 equals fucking 9,000. And let's go for it. I love that. I don't know where Venom started cracking jokes. You know, like that's the thing.
He did do quips in all the way back in like the Lethal Protector arc, but they were dark quips. You know, like the "I'm gonna kill you" kind of jokes. That was mostly reserved for Spider-Man because he wanted to specifically kill Spider-Man. The "I want to eat you" jokes is reserved for the criminals.
It's a great character. It really is. And honestly, who was on Venom that led up to the King in Black?
Oh shit!
Because I read that run, and Danny Coates.
I think it was Danny. Hold on.
Right? It's a great run. It was really good. And again, at first I was like, I don't know about this shit. All of a sudden, Venom's got this.
Donny Cates, right?
Yeah. All of a sudden, Venom's got this fucking weird spiral in the middle of its fucking head, and it's acting all weird. I was like, what is this? When that shit had wrapped, I went back and read. I was like, okay. Oh, okay. I get it. and it was dope. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Rob, I know you've seen a Venom movie at least.
Yeah.
What's your take on this, even though I know there's probably no fish in a barrel for you here?
Well, as a kid, I got more than a few trade paperbacks of McFarlane's run on Spider-Man, so that was kind of my introduction to Spider-Man comics. Not a bad place to start. And in my short stint in the early to mid 2010s, I was reading Superior Spider-Man, and then this subsequent not Doc Ock anymore Spider-Man, and yeah,
Superior.
And, yeah, that was a thing. And I mean, I guess I really don't have a horse in this race because that was 2013, 2014. It's 2025. That was 10 years ago. But I feel like if you're going to make Mary Jane Venom's host, like, I feel like I should be more like entranced by that and not, why are we doing this? Because I don't know. I think revealing somebody like Mary Jane to be Venom's host, I feel like that should have been a bigger deal.
To preface this, Rob, before all this shit, she was already a superhero on her own terms. She was the all new Venom is Jackpot. Jackpot is her superhero name,
Which is, I still hate that she's a superhero. What is her powers?
I have no idea. I'm not that versed to know what fucking Mary Jane's non-symbiote powers are. No.
So she's already a hero.
Yeah.
And she has Venom.
Yeah.
So what's the fucking point? It's like you went as far as to make her own hero, to let her do her own thing. And now you're kind of just making her Venom. That feels like a sympathy move.
Yeah.
Like you're trying to backtrack something.
I thoroughly believe that people defending this shit have the wool so covered over their eyes, they can't see shit.
I feel you on that. I was confused, shocked, and surprised. I was like, oh, okay. What
would it take for both of you specifically? What would the payoff need to be for this to be okay?
Everything
Either
and Mary Jane and Peter Parker are married again.
Yeah, fuck. I'd finally be happy if they got back together. Shit. But like for this specifically, I don't want Mary Jane to be a permanent host at all. No. Now that she's been revealed, she needs to get rid of the fucking thing as soon as possible and either give it back to Eddie, or B, give it to Dylan. Dylan is Eddie Brock's son. He was introduced a couple years back, a little bit before the King in Black arc started.
Yeah.
Does Eddie still have cancer and anti-venom, or is that just not a thing anymore?
Anti-venom is currently attached to Flash Thompson. He's Agent Anti-Venom now.
Agent Anti-Venom.
Say that 5 times fast.
And while yes, Brock does kind of still have cancer, like one of the things that was explained in the Symbiote War was like every little piece of Eddie Brock that was dying, the symbiote would replace with itself. So near the end there, Eddie Brock was more Venom than himself. So in an act of love and mercy, Venom took all of his parts back, and Eddie just kind of withered away into dust.
Or did he? Because if I'm not mistaken, that was like the beginning of Al Ewing's Venom run. Venom in that fucking future Venomverse, if that makes sense. It was like, kind of like a heaven or a haven for all the Venoms to come. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I do.
That's when Dylan was running around as Venom.
Yeah. And Dylan in this has been pissed that Venom's been running around with another host. Dylan wants Venom back bad. And because he was conceived while Eddie was Venom, Dylan actually has, like, genetically, he's part symbiote.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right. He is. That's right. I forgot all about that. Here's the deal. I'm willing to read issue 6, at least 10 issues.
Yeah, I'm willing to read 5 more, and if it doesn't get any better.
Because here, I honestly believe that when Dylan finds out MJ is Venom, that's going to be a rift. Because Dylan wants with them now. But yeah, ideally, we want this all to just go away. Go away, Paul. That's why I stopped reading Spider-Man. I read the I think it also was Danny Coates or whatever his name is,
and
Spider-Man run.
That's another part of the reason why I've been for the most part up until this reveal enjoying this all new Venom run, because at almost every opportunity Dylan takes a stab at Paul and he calls him like the way the letters are arranged. It's so funny.
All right. So then I ask, on a scale of 1 to bad Godzilla, on a scale to Arthur Adams' Godzilla or John Romita Jr.'s Godzilla, what is this getting?
Just this reveal or everything up until now?
The reveal that MJ is Venom.
Just this reveal? Yeah, the fucking Fantastic Four Godzilla.
And there it is. Ooh, see, we want it to be this, right? We want it to be that, but no, you get this. You get this. Ugh. Marvel, what have you done to my boy?
This is not the way, Marvel.
This is not the way. This is not the way. You know what else is not the way? Let's get it out of the way. This ain't the way. This ain't the way. As speak of the devil, and he shall show. Ba-da-da, ba-da-da. Spider-Man says someone drew Godzilla from memory. That's funny.
Did you just get here, Spider-Man? Because quick recap, MJ is Venom, and I'm pissed about it.
MJ, Venom, Spider-Man, what do you think? It's terrible. Your ex-wife. It's Venom. Ugh.
I hate that they're not married. That's so weird.
It's so fucking dumb, and it's all because of this.
And here we go. So, Marvel Studios on Monday unveiled the brand new Spider-Man movie title, Brand New Day. And you know what? As Spider-Man comes back, I'm glad it isn't Paul, but I hate that it's MJ. Spider-Man's reading it. Spider-Man's reading it. Okay. Now, I'm excited that this movie comes out in a year. I am. I absolutely love the MCU Spider-Man stuff. Anytime Tom Holland is in an MCU movie, it brings joy to me. Even in Endgame, when he comes back, I thoroughly enjoy it. But for the love of everything, Christmas, Thanksgiving, Halloween, my birthday, Easter Sunday, the resurrection, Ash Wednesday, that last Spider-Man movie. The last Spider-Man movie, fucking No Way Home.
Mm-hmm.
That is my fucking favorite Spider-Man movie. Period. Because of what they were able to do to bring that multiverse together in that way, to use the Sony Spider-Man and villains in the MCU, man. You could say getting the Avengers together was one thing. Bridging gaps in movies was a whole nother thing. And because of that, we get the multiverse saga right now, right? Which, by the way, ain't working. So you have your fingers crossed and hope beyond hope that the next Spider-Man movie will be the answer to all of the MCU's flubs as of late. And Daredevil, your last 2 episodes, and I didn't watch yesterday's episodes, but your last week's, man, that shit didn't hit the mark for me. But there's still 2 to 3 episodes left. We'll find out. So Spider-Man, you are the Lord and Savior. You are the one that's going to bring justice back to the MCU and get it going. And then you drop this title and my heart breaks. Because you see, ladies and gentlemen, so many years ago, a huge Spider-Man fan. My favorite Marvel character is Spider-Man. My favorite comic book hero of all time is Batman, but it's Spider-Man's my Marvel guy. I was buying Spider-Man religiously. It didn't matter if it was amazing. It didn't matter if it was not astonishing, but regular Spider-Man. It didn't matter if it was web of, spectacular, tangle webbed of. It did not matter what it was. I was buying it. As the man himself comes in and says, the brand day tag has baggage. I don't feel optimistic about this. Words right out my mouth. Coming from the man himself. This is the problem with this title. You're going to have people like me, okay, who see this title and have Vietnam flag. Goddamn son of a bitch. Oh, shit. Look, son of a bitch made a comeback. Sonny, there were dark times in the trenches of the comic book store when you saw Dan Slott's name on a cover of a Spider-Man book. God damn you, Marvel! What have you done to my favorite web slinger? He was slinging webs this way, that way, and always, and he got to come home after getting his ass whooped every night, going out to protect the city and the one he loves. He would go out every night and get his ass whipped, but he had one thing he knew for certain. That man would come home to his beautiful wife, Mary Jane Parker, Watson Parker, whatever. Come home. He knew he had her. The person that would heal his deep emotional trauma wounds or his bruises on his face. Mary Jane, the jackpot, indeed. He was one of us who lived the life. He's a legend. And you sons of bitches ruined it all for an old woman like me. Even though I'm not a woman, but you know what I'm saying. By the way, my name is 617 Uncle Ben. You should have killed my wife so she could come live with me and let Peter and MJ live happily ever after in comic book history. Like that damn Superman and Lois! You sons of bitches! Thanks, Grandpa. It's good to see you. Been a long time. Oh, I'm not done yet. Yeah, you are. You finished. I fucking hate this title because of that baggage. They literally ruined fucking decades of story. Decades of the one fucking superhero that if deserves the fucking world and had it in a bombshell redhead model / whatever she wanted to be. She loves him, and I mean,
by God, he loved her.
He loved her, and it was like he was like, "Oh my God! Like I can't believe I get to come home to this." That was the thing with those Spider-Man comics from back in the days, and not just leading up to Brand New Day, but in general when they got married. He can take an ass whipping, but he knew he was going home to MJ. Yo, as comic book geeks, that shit's relatable in a sense that you want people to feel that. You want people to buy that and be like, maybe one day I can not be a superhero, but I can make a difference in this world. And yeah, I might take some lumps in it, but I get to go home to my version of MJ. I don't know. That's always how I felt. Like that was always how I looked at that relationship. Is the every man has the trophy wife who is not there for money, fame, power, nothing. There for him and him alone. And I love that. And this shit took it away.
Technically, the arc before that took it away, but it's fine.
Well, you know, that ended on One More Day. Ended that shit, started with this, and it was over.
Yep.
I hate it. I hate it. This right here is the name of the new Spider-Man movie? No. And I understand. Everybody forgot who Peter Parker was again. Great. I get it. It makes sense in the context of the movie. But like Spider-Man said, this tag, this title, it brings baggage, man. It does. I saw this and I was so upset, man. I threw up in my mouth. As Spider-Man comes back in and goes, I grew up with Peter and MJ married. Outside of Ultimate, I want this to remain in 616. Same. And yes, I'm coming off as a crybaby fanboy. But I've been crying about this shit for 20 some odd years. I swear on everything. This shit made me stop collecting Spider-Man books. Period. I stopped buying them. I was done. It was over. I could not care less. And for all intents and purposes, over the years, I would go back here and there just to read and see if maybe I fucked up. Nope. I feel
haven't since. No.
I feel vindicated. But that's my beef with this. That's Grandpa's beef with this, man. Rob, I'll go with you first. You have any sort of feelings towards this and the title?
Well, it doesn't really inspire hope. Just from hearing you guys and seeing what's being said on the socials and such. And I can see eye to eye thematically because Peter Parker is a nobody now in the MCU. Like, he doesn't have a relationship, he doesn't have friends or anything like that. So I can see where, or possibly where, they'd want to go with that, but to go with something so divisive at a time where your movies are being received and are performing kind of divisively, I don't know how much hope this would inspire even in people who don't know what this entails. I mean, look at me. It doesn't really show or give me any kind of hope. And it's like, Peter had it pretty hard in the last movie.
Yes.
And I was kind of hoping, not that bro was never going to suffer ever again, but fuck, man. It's just, like, don't get me wrong. I love my depressing stories. I love my godless stories, but with Spider-Man, something like this, it doesn't make me hopeful. I do know that Tom Holland will probably turn in a very fantastic performance as he's been doing, but yeah, man, I'm scared. For the first time in a while for a Spider-Man movie, I'm scared. I haven't been scared of a Spider-Man movie since Amazing Spider-Man 2. And yeah, there was a little bit of truth to that.
Amazing Spider-Man 2, I remember watching here when I first moved out here. And, you know, I didn't go to the theaters to see it. And I'll just say that because I hated the first one. And literally, I think about right before No Way Home hit, I decided to give it another shot, both 1 and 2. And I found an appreciation. My hatred had subsided for both those movies. Because the sequel is kind of wacky out there, but it is Spider-Man. Oh, it feels like Spider-Man. So I watched them and I was like, oh my God, I really do like these movies, to the point where I bought the fucking 4K collector's edition. I love them. And then, of course, the movie comes out. I go see, No Way Home. And I'm just like, yeah, all of this works for me now. All of it. But that worked in cinema. That never worked here in the comics books. Never. I never got over this shift for Spider-Man. And it drives me absolutely up a fucking wall, no pun intended. There's a couple of things here and there within the years, within these past 2 decades that I was like, all right, that was cool. But nothing that compares to what we used to get. Shit like fucking Venom, okay, showing up for the first time. It doesn't come close. And this is where I get mad being a Batman fanboy. Because every now and then you get this reimagining of the Joker, right? And you're like, oh shit, did he just cut his fucking face off? What? Shit like that. It's like, oh, okay. Nope. Spider-Man stays the status quo. He's never going to have a girlfriend that lasts. He's always going to be fucking poor. He's going to be a bum, but he's going to be the best superhero. I'm sick of it. That's why I love Spider-Man Reign. That's why I love Spider-Man Reign so fucking much. Because everybody's dead. And it's just him. I got to read Reign 2. Gams, your take.
Okay. So ever since this title dropped, I've been mulling. All right. So, as has been pointed out, from a certain point of view, when you look at it purely outside of the fun Spider-Verse stuff with the villains and the other two Peters from the previous movies, right? Looking at it from Tom Holland's story, to his Spider-Man story, No Way Home was his One More Day.
Yeah.
It was. Instead of the devil doing it, it was Doctor Strange. So, that being said, while it still has that baggage, the title, from the perspective of where Tom Holland Spider-Man has been going journey-wise, the title makes sense. And I hope, beyond all hope, that they redeem this title and we can just refer to this as Spider-Man Brand New Day and just forget about what the fuck Dan Slott did way back when with that fucking bullshit. Because, oh my God, I wholeheartedly agree. That comic ruined Spider-Man. And I just keep on taking that fucking abuse from Dan Slott and every other writer. The only diamond in the rough was Superior Spider-Man. And that's because it wasn't Peter, it was Doc Ock.
And I fucking hated that because it wasn't Peter. Oh, yeah, let's kill Peter Parker and have, decrepit Doc Ock become Spider-Man. I'm sitting there, I'm like, wait, what? You took everything away. You literally changed his fucking life so you could kill him? What in the Miles Morales is this shit? I hated it. It was good though. Don't get me wrong. There was some good moments in there. But
There's some great moments. And the Superior Spider-Man suit, one of the best, in my opinion. Mwah! Chef kiss.
Yes. That I cannot argue with. That shit was dope. But go ahead.
So, yes, this title has baggage. Big, burly, heavy fucking baggage.
Balls.
But they do have the opportunity here to maybe lift that baggage away so that we can all collectively just forget and associate the title with this from now on. And that gets me a little hopeful. I'm a glass half full type of guy when it comes to stuff that's upcoming. If it came out and it's bad, then I'm going to say it's fucking bad. Right? So all we know right now is the title. And it makes sense in the context of the MCU Spider-Man's journey.
Yeah.
I don't know where they're going to go with this. I hope that maybe they can pick up where they sowed the seeds a little bit, and maybe Peter tries to rekindle his friendship with Michelle, MJ, and we just get back to where we were. But I don't know. Because now it's a blank slate. Peter Parker's a nobody, broke-ass fucking college kid trying to do his best in the world with no girlfriend. We're back to the comic book version of the status quo. Where do we go from here? And I hope where we go from here is better than where we went from here with the last time we had this fucking title associated with Spider-Man.
It's funny. I'm looking at the title and stuff, and I gotta hang on. I want to see something here. Come on, man. Come on, man. Here we go. Yeah. Okay, no. Okay. The title is different. Even Spider-Man is even in a different font from the original, the first 3 movies.
Yep, it is.
And that's what scares me. Oh, God. And it's going to be good. It is. I hope to God it's going to be good. But
I hope so too. Just keep Dan Slott away from the movies and we'll be golden.
It's funny now. Look at it. It's funny. The Brand New Day is the original Spider-Man font.
It is.
That's pretty good. My fingers are crossed, but my hands are decrepit. You understand what I'm trying to say there?
Yeah, I get it. I do. The baggage is there. And it worries the shit out of me. Because if they take any inspiration from the actual Brand New Day arc, I'm going to lose it.
Same. Now, here's the deal. I can see them, right, doing a legitimate Mary Jane, which would kill me because honestly, I really do like Zendaya as MJ, as Michelle Jones. I do. I can see them doing a legit Mary Jane. Do you think they introduce a Gwen Stacy? Like, there's so much here now. It's like, all right, we're going to start from scratch. And the thing is, Tom Holland can still do it. That kid's got another 4 or 5 movies in him. Not just Spider-Man, but Avengers. Like, the kid, I love him. I love him. I'll tell you right now, I love this kid. As Spider-Man, not as Nathan Drake, but definitely as Spider-Man. This kid can do no wrong. And his enthusiasm he brings to the character really works for me.
Oh, Spider-Man coming in with a nice take.
Oh, wow. You know what?
That right there.
That right there, bro.
You know what? Yeah, you bring in Felicia Hardy, the Black Cat. I could absolutely see that happening, especially if they're going to make this movie more grounded.
They tried doing it with the Andrew Garfield movies. They introduced her as Felicia Hardy in Amazing Spider-Man 2, but then that movie didn't get a sequel. So, come on, Marvel.
I don't remember that. And I keep trying to get my wife and my daughter to watch those movies with us. You hear me? Us. I'm fat. It's us. I'm trying to get them to watch it with me so we can just go and watch like No Way Home again and say, look at how this connects. Because they seen the Tobey Maguire ones. Wow, I didn't even know they had Felicia Hardy in Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, she was a secretary as Oscorp.
See, I don't remember that at all. I've seen that movie twice.
Same. I've seen that movie twice. No, I'm like, no. I've seen that movie 3 times. I've seen that movie the first time. I didn't care for it. The second time where I was like, oh shit. And then when I bought them, I watched it again right before No Way Home. It's baggage. It's real. The movies so far have done what they needed to do. I just hope a certain sect of fanboys look at this and say, nah, fuck it. And that's one of the things that I feel like is happening across the board with Marvel right now, because nothing has compared to what Infinity War, Endgame, and No Way Home gave us in terms of closure. To start something new, we haven't gotten nothing. Now, I'm hoping that the inclusion of the X-Men and shit like that might change things up a bit. Deadpool and Wolverine was a step in the right direction, but let me ask y'all a question. It could be just me. Every time I feel like I need to watch that movie again, I say, nah, I know what happens. The best bits are the best bits. And then after that, it becomes your typical Deadpool movie. I don't really need to watch it again. Do y'all feel that way? Rob, do you feel that?
Go ahead.
I've seen the movie 1.5 times. I started it and then I fell asleep. It's a good movie, but I don't know. I don't have any urge to ever rewatch it, at least right now. Maybe because it's at some point, like, it just, I don't know, man. I can't even think of a preamble for that. I don't know.
Games?
For me, right? I see that movie like you. I think you've said this in the podcast before. I see that movie as less of an MCU movie and more of a send off to the Fox universe of X-Men movies, right?
Yeah.
And in that, I've watched the movie 3 times at this point since it came out, and I'm pretty satisfied right now. I don't think I could see it anymore anytime soon. I'm just going to listen to fucking Bye 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 by NSYNC and just get reminded of the movie, and that'll be enough for me.
Can't even do that.
Spider-Man says it was a once-in-a-lifetime movie. I had no reason to rewatch it because it gave me closure on the Foxverse. You see how that works? You see, I swear to God, I'm Batman, he's Spider-Man. That's how it goes. That's exactly how I felt. Like, it's fun. It works in certain, like, there's certain things I would love to just go back and just watch those particular scenes, but not the whole movie. Like, I've never watched Deadpool 2 again. I seen it once in theaters and I was like, yeah, all right, I'm done.
Mm.
I think I did watch Deadpool Wolverine 3 times also, but it's like with Spider-Man, I could go back and watch that any given time and sit there and watch it, be engrossed in it. Like, this is it. So that's, all right, I thought it was just me. All right, listen, brand new day, Marvel, Kevin Feige. I know you have something up your sleeve. I know you do. I'm banking on a cameo in Daredevil. Nothing major. Maybe not even a speaking scene. But I'm banking on seeing Spider-Man swing by in the last episode just to let you know we're all together. Just to let you know we're all here together. And I would love that. But I digress. Let's move on to something that I did love and something I found like really hard to fathom. All right. So I don't know, Games. Did you read this? Did you read Absolute Green Lantern?
I have not yet delved into the Absolute universe. I still need to do that.
Whew. All right. Al Ewing dropped 2 books this week, today. One being All New Venom, number 5, and one being Absolute Green Lantern, number 1. I think this is his first foray into the DC universe. What better way to jump on than doing an alternate timeline? And I'm just going to say this right now. For me personally, banger. This was a banger. This one gets the Arthur Adams Godzilla.
All right.
This one gets because as I'm reading it, knowing Al Ewing's work, what he's done with Immortal Hulk, what he's done with that first run on Venom, hell, even sort of kind of a little bit. No, All New Venom, not really. That's more superheroics. But the horror, the what do you call the Lovecraftian horror, cosmic horror?
Yeah.
That he's brought to the Hulk that he's brought to that first Venom run, yo, it's here. It's fucking here. And if you just look at this image for issue 1, right? There's Hal Jordan. On the bottom of your screen, there's John Stewart, and the Green Lantern is Joe. I think her name is Joe. She's one of the new Lanterns that from Earth that I have not read in the DC proper yet. I've seen her in the latest Green Lantern run, but I was only reading that because apparently Kilowog died, and I'm like, you killed Kilowog. We got beef, people. You don't kill my favorite Lantern. I digress. Don't count. But if you look at that image, you see the Green Lantern, you see Hal Jordan, but you see what's behind that Green Lantern. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a Black Hand. The Black Hand from the Green Lantern mythos. And for this book to start on that, and the way Al Ewing is doing his Al Ewing thing, oh, I clapped, I applauded, I got up out my chair. This is a banger. This is a buy. The Absolute Universe has been nothing short of spectacular. I said this last week. Nothing short of spectacular. 1000% is true. It's true. I loved this book. I have not read Absolute Flash yet. I was going to do it today, but I got caught up at work. It was like insane. As the private chat blows up, I love it. This one is dope. Gams, I swear, read this book.
Yeah, I definitely need to get into the Absolute Universe. Because of your glowing review of Absolute Batman last week.
Absolute Batman and Absolute Wonder Woman are, again, I don't want to make the pun, but absolutely top-notch fucking books. Absolutely top-notch books. Fucking love what they do with those characters. And this one did exactly the same thing. Subverts.
Heck yeah. All right. So it's like it basically is the DC universe's equivalent to the Ultimate Universe.
Oh yeah. Remember about a decade ago, maybe no, longer than a decade ago, when DC tried to do that with DC All-Stars?
Yeah.
All-Star Superman, Batman fell apart, and I don't think there was another one. So the Absolute Universe is absolutely dope. I hate saying it, but it's true. This was great. Absolutely.
Is there an Absolute Superman yet? Or
there is
that still?
No, there is. Issue 6 dropped today. I only read the first issue, and I'll be honest, after reading issues 1 of Batman and Wonder Woman, I felt like the Superman #1 was lackluster.
I see. Okay.
But from what I've read, Absolute Superman is on the list of, it's this. So I got to go back and read, or I got to read up to date. I got to catch up on that. Legit.
Oh yeah. I'm good. I'm probably gonna go all in because this is a brand new universe. This is a great jumping on point.
Absolutely. Good God, I'm using the fucking word. It's not right. The DC did your shit on purpose to me. It's not right. Don't make me hate DC. No, it is a great jumping on point. And you got basically right now the Justice League proper. All you're missing is Absolute Aquaman, which I don't give a fuck who's writing it. I'd be totally in, all in, just like the thing says. DC, I'll be all in because I'm an Aquaman Mark II. But as of right now, yeah, Batman, Wonder Woman especially, I cannot harp enough on how good Absolute Wonder Woman is because it is fucking good. And just being a Batman fanboy and a Batman mark, Absolute Batman nails it. This Green Lantern nailed it. I got to read The Flash. I got to read all the Supermans. But this is the one. This is the one.
Cool cover.
That everybody's going crazy for. The Absolute.
That art style is striking.
It's so good. The art is fucking fantastic. It's gorgeous.
X-Files.
Throughout the entire book. But I'm going to tell you something. there's a line Jay-Z said in a song that I fucking love, and it's kind of like and I'm not gonna say a certain dude from Queens won that rap battle way back when, because I don't believe it. To me, it's always been Jay-Z winning that rap battle. Anyway, I digress. Jay-Z says something about Nas in a song saying, just because you don't understand him doesn't mean he's nice, right? I take that and I look at it another way. I didn't understand this. Like, I got it. I read it. I was all right. But at the end of this issue, I was just sitting there like, this is on the same level of, not even. Absolute Superman, I was kind of like, nah, I wasn't even into it. This one had me more intrigued, but I was kind of like, this doesn't come close to what the other Absolute Wonder Woman or Absolute Batman did for me, number one, where I was like, oh, shit, blew my fucking mind. But then I sit back, I think about it. You look at this art, and you say, does it have to be? Because what this seems like it's putting together is something that just completely turns it upside down and stands it on its head. It shows in the book. This art is fantastic. Again, all through the book. I was just confused as fuck. Yes, Martian Manhunter absolutely messed with my mind. I was confused in a good way. Hopefully,
So, like in the first few seasons of Lost kind of way.
Maybe. I never watched Lost.
Thank God.
Thank God. Don't watch the last seasons.
No. I saw Fringe, though, and I hated that at the end. Fucking Fringe. That's what this reminded me of. Fringe. Yes. No, I just liked where I liked it, but then I did not like it. I hated it. I didn't hate this, though. I just didn't get it. And call me a low IQ dude. That's fine. No problem. All I know is I get joy out of my comic books. That's when I read them. I'll be like, oh, that was dope. That was dope. This was on a different level. This was on some Alan Moore type. You got to think about it.
All right.
I fuck with that heavily.
Yeah. So, I mean, but yeah. I will. Yeah, go ahead, Rod.
I was just going to say, if I was still picking up comics and I saw this on the wall, I would have picked this up regardless. Because the art and bro standing behind, not Fox Mulder over here, looking like Fox Scully, I would have picked it up just based on that. The colors, the shape, everything, the minimalism of it all, I would have picked it up just on that alone.
And what's great about this comic is everything you just said. Every panel plays to all of that. Like,
Fire.
That shit is purposefully done, and it works.
Fire.
Because what I'm thinking, everybody's smoking. Even in non-smoking places, everybody's smoking. And he's like, why is everybody smoking? And he's smoking too. And he's like, why? But the smoke is like a different color for everyone.
Oh, wow.
I love that.
That's cool shit.
And all I can think of is the smoke he's seeing is the smoke from Mars burning. But, again, subverting expectations. If you know who Martian Manhunter is in the DC universe, this doesn't seem like John Jones. You know what I'm saying? This seems like one of them white Martians, the bad motherfuckers. There's something in this issue where I'm like, is he good or bad? And I did like that. But man, like I said, man, it's just the way it was written, in the art, it really felt like Alan Moore, where Alan Moore sometimes just writes shit. And I'd be like, I'm trying to understand what's going on here. I know I'm liking it, but I don't get it. That's what this was.
Fire. I'm going to read this.
So I'm not going to give it an Arthur Adams Godzilla, but I am definitely not giving it a Fantastic Four fucking John Romita Godzilla.
Maybe it's a fucking Jeff Zorno Godzilla.
Oh, listen, Jeff Zorno's my guy. I love that dude. I love that Godzilla. But all right, listen, last one, a docket. I said this one's gonna be long, and it's not. WonderCon. Yes, finally, we're gonna end it with a movie that should have came out last year, but they want to say it's because of the strikes they couldn't get it out last year. I don't buy that one bit at all. There was an article that came out that said the way we animate this movie takes way longer because it's so much. So when they said that, I'm sitting here saying, so it was never going to come out in 2024. Strike be damned. But
yeah, I mean, they said like a year ago that this was like on indefinite hiatus.
Yep.
So I'm just glad that we have something, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Legit. And I'm happy it's coming out. It's confirmed. This movie is coming out. Where am I? It's June 4th, 2027.
Damn.
2 years.
We'll have Sonic the Hedgehog 4. We'll have fucking
Godzilla Kong 2.
Yeah,
that new Zelda movie.
Yep. We'll have all of that before we'll have a new Spider-Man movie. Fuck, we might have the fucking Avengers Doomsday before this drops. But it's happening. And that's a good thing. Because as much as I didn't care about the first one, and I do love the first one, I just thought you could do more because it's animation. The second one delivered every gripe I had about the first one tenfold. And I love that movie. Absolutely love that movie. And the way that movie ended. Again.
The cliffhanger.
Oh, you give me this way, Infinity War and this movie ended on an Empire Strikes Back ending. And I sat there and I said, no.
Oh,
no.
Dude, me and my partner, we were watching Across the Spiderverse. Every single scene, we were just like, I love this. This is great. This is fantastic. This is the best Spider-Man movie ever. That cliffhanger happened. Not this. This movie's garbage now. I hate it. Why are you making me wait? This is bullshit.
Because it's true. I'm so mad. That's what happens when you get angry, right? You get angry. But when it's so good, you can't stay angry at it, right?
You can't.
Like this. You fucking hate this.
No, I could hate that forever.
But this is so good that, yes, all right. You came out in 2023. You took 4 years to give me finally Beyond. So be it. So be it. I just hope to God that this finishes strong.
Oh yes. I hope that it wraps Miles' story up in a neat little bow. I hope we get all the best closure we could ever ask for, and I hope to God that we get Spider-Man.
That was the only thing missing from Across the Spiderverse.
Yes,
that was the one thing that I wanted. I was getting everything I asked for the first one, everything. That's why I'm not mad. Because I got everything I asked for and more, except for the emissary from hell, Spider-Man, Leopoldin. Oh, let's go all day, every day.
We need Toei Spider-Man. We need them to get those rights issues or whatever have you squared away so we can finally get him back on the screen and into Americans' eyeballs where he belongs.
I mean, they put him in the Spider-Verse comic book.
They did.
They put him in there. Leopoldin went at fucking Ezekiel, not Ezekiel, the other guy.
One of those Beyonders or whatever the fuck they're called.
Moreland. And it was dope. It was fucking dope. And I just sat there and I was like, Am I reading this in my Spider-Man comic book right now? Dude, all right. You know what?
And you know what? You know what?
That
That was
the
a post.
Yep.
So go ahead. Go ahead.
No, exactly what you were about to say. That was a post. My favorite version of Spider-Man. The Spiderverse comics, and Dan Slott is a part of that, so I gotta tip my hat.
Yeah, because that was a post Brand New Day run. The Spider-Verse runs, that was after all that pissing off shit happened. And that was one of the highlights of that era, the post One More Day, Brand New Day era.
It's probably my number one highlight. Because everything else that I've read, some things were good, most things absolutely sucked. But that Spider-Verse stuff, man, that shit was top notch. That shit really was top fucking. Yo, they killed Spider-Man from the fucking Marvel vs. Capcom games. Are you kidding me? But
technically,
in the game,
that was an adjacent universe that had all the events of the Marvel vs. Capcom games, and not the actual Marvel vs. Capcom Spider-Man.
Oh, he's safe. Perfect.
He's safe because Cosmic Invasion's coming out.
Oh, that's true. That's true. One for JJ. But yeah, nah. I just hope this fucking ends on a fucking high note. And yes, could you imagine? Now, here's my thing. Fuck the animated universe now. The MCU is in the multiverse. Could you imagine they do live action Japanese Toei Spider-Man with motherfucking Leopoldin?
Oh, dude, they've already proven that they can integrate live action people seamlessly into these movies with Across the Spider-Verse. We saw Donald Glover as the Prowler, and then we saw with the exposition about canon events and shit, we saw Andrew Garfield Spider-Man.
That's true. No, I'm talking about the MCU.
Yeah. So we could totally see maybe the future. Like fucking Leopardon coming in to the MCU. We could even see this version of Miles, just animated and everything, walking around in the real world.
That's what I wanted to touch on real quick before we leave. This right here, I'm going to say this, and I'm sticking to my guns with this one. Do not introduce Miles Morales here. Don't do it. Don't do it.
No.
Not here. You do that shit in Doomsday. You do it in Avengers Doomsday. That's where you introduce Miles. Because that is where Miles was introduced into the 616. The real Miles. The ultimate Miles.
Yeah.
That's where you do it. That's where you do it. You do not do it here. I would literally be pissed off. I forgot to mention that before. That would be the one thing that would sink this fucking movie outside of the fucking name. Don't introduce Miles yet. Don't do it. Live action Miles.
They teased him in Homecoming with Donald Glover as Aaron Davis saying, "I got a nephew at home, man."
Yeah, no doubt. But don't do it. Let the legitimate Miles Morales Spider-Man show up in Doomsday. Please, pretty please. And Toei Spider-Man in Doomsday. God, I'm telling you right now, dude, you don't even have to make a new costume. Just get the fucking get stock footage.
Yeah, just get stock footage and flip the Spider-Man and the mech out of the stock footage and just superimpose it into the shot.
Oh, listen, man, that would be the best thing the Russos did since the Electric State. I'm kidding, Rob. I'm kidding. It's not true. It's a lie. Said it's false.
I mean, technically, they kind of did that with the 60s Spider-Man in Across the Spider-Verse, where they just took a cutout of him swinging from the show and just didn't animate him at all.
Which is why that movie works on so many levels. This is why I need this to end on a high note. Because here's the deal. All that's out of the way now, right? Now it's back to Miles. What is he going to do stuck in this universe where his father's dead and his alternate version is a bad guy, is the Prowler?
Yeah.
What does he do? I mean, oh God. If Literally, I shit you not, man. That is an Empire Strikes Back ending.
Mm-hmm.
And it was fucking gorgeous. I was already high on that movie, and then it ended like
Now,
that.
they had other stills besides this one.
Yeah, I didn't take any of them. I just took this one. Yeah.
Because like there was one that looked like it was set in Hobie's universe, and it looked cool as hell. It looked like it was out of a newspaper comic book.
Is that the one where it's him and Spider-Gwen?
Yes.
Yeah, that was actually a nice shot. That was the shot I was gonna use, but I felt like I need to just use Miles.
That's fair.
But let's just hope he's not a vampire when this movie comes out, because good God Almighty, if they don't fix that in the 616, this guy is going to be pissed the fuck off.
Oh yeah. No vampires, please. No.
Yeah, speaking of, because they got rid of Blade. All right. Yeah, that's not even happening anymore. Good God.
It's not even happening any. Oh my God! Come on now.
They just couldn't figure it out, man. They couldn't figure. Listen, the MCU is in a downfall right now. It's in a spiral. It's a death spiral, whatever they call it, right? Death roll. They're going down. They need something to pick it back up. It's not going to be this. This is Sony. Sony know what they're doing. It's got to be this. It's got to be this.
Oh, it's got to be.
What comes out before this? That's the question.
The Thunderbolt.
Which just got character posters today. Ooh.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
It did.
All the main characters, just big yellow text that says, "This is a Thunderbolt. This is a Thunderbolt." It was humorous.
Listen, man. I mean, I feel really bad. Captain America 4 is not a bad movie, but it's boring. It's boring. Nothing makes sense. And, that's a podcast for another time, though. But listen, I'm going to wrap this up. Rob, you said your piece on this?
I'm very excited for it. The first film I fucking loved, saw it in the theater, watched it a million times on Netflix. The second film, I think, outdoes the first one by millions and millions of miles. It was my, no pun intended.
Boom, boom, boom.
This was the second one was my favorite movie of that year. Watched it on Christmas Eve, so it counts. And
it does count.
I do need this trilogy to have a good ending, not a bullshit one, because if you could do 3 great movies back to back, there's no need for a fucking 4th, 5th, or 6th. And that's my main wish. Good movie, no sequels.
Mm-hmm.
Watch what's gonna happen. Sony's gonna be like, you know what? Yeah, y'all can have Peter Parker. We're gonna keep Miles though. We're gonna make the Miles live action movie, and then I'm gonna be like, here we go. Here we go. Sony just doing what Sony want to do. Motherfucker.
We're fucked.
Yeah. God damn it, son of a bitch, when I was a kid. No, let me stop. All right. That'll do it for this episode of Comic Cons, the issue 2. I want to say thank you, Rob, for being here with us.
Thank you for having me. It was fun. It was interesting, and it was educational. Now I know a lot more than I did coming in.
Yeah. Games, I want to say, just look at that.
Thank you for giving me a platform to rant on, because I fucking hate this. But I also liked a few things one thing that we talked about today.
I like Mary Jane. Just as a character, not as Venom.
And I want to thank everybody out there who jumped in, especially you, Spider-Man, because this was Spider-centric. Good luck in your future endeavors, Spider-Man. And everybody,
I sure hope your book gets better.
Please. Pretty
One day. I still have hope.
Join us on Friday where we talk about the Nintendo Direct that dropped today. Trust me, you don't want to miss that. Rob has given me a fucking encyclopedia to everything that's going on. And Spider-Man gives me the fucking heart symbol. I love you, Spider-Man. Join us Friday. Rob's giving us a billion things to talk about. Also, we're going to talk about the House of Mouse and the malice coming out of that with its latest release. And listen,
Oh boy.
that shit ain't got a fucking leg to stand on because Minecraft is coming in hot and eating all the apples off the tree. So,
Oh yeah.
join us on Friday. We'll hang out. The Geek Out gonna be live. You know how it be. But for that being said, this is Comic Cons issue 2. I am G1. We's out of here. Peace.